Something is stirring in Jerusalem. Quietly, steadily, and with growing intensity, preparations are unfolding that could fulfill one of the most controversial and highly anticipated prophecies in the entire Bible. As we enter 2025, the question is no longer if the Third Temple will be rebuilt, but when. Welcome to Paradise Lost and Found, where we connect breaking headlines with timeless biblical prophecy. If you're new here, we dig deep into what others overlook, uncover what most ignore, and follow the signs of the times with a bold, Bible-centered perspective. Take a second right now and hit that like button if you're watching this on YouTube. It helps this message reach more people. And as you're watching, drop a comment below. Do you believe the Third Temple will be rebuilt in our lifetime? Let's explore what's happening on the ground in Israel right now, what prophecy says about a future temple, and how current developments are pointing towards something big. The idea of a third temple isn't speculation, it's prophecy. In the books of Daniel, Matthew, 2 Thessalonians, and Revelation, we find references to a future temple that will exist during the end times. Jesus himself warned in Matthew 24:15 about the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, a direct reference to Daniel's prophecy about a defiling event in a rebuilt temple. Paul wrote in 2 Thessalonians 2 that the man of lawlessness, or Antichrist, would set himself up in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God. And in Revelation 11, John is told to measure the temple and its worshippers, but not the outer court, implying a physical structure during the tribulation. To fulfill these prophecies literally, a third temple must exist. And today, we are witnessing preparations that would make that possible for the first time in nearly 2,000 years. In 2022, 5 unblemished red heifers were flown to Israel from Texas. According to Numbers 19, the ashes of a red heifer are necessary to purify the temple and its priests. Without these ashes, temple worship cannot be reinstated. As of early 2025, at least one of those heifers remains ritually acceptable. If it remains unblemished until later this year, it could be sacrificed, and the ashes prepared. That means, for the first time in modern history, the purification ritual needed for temple worship is not just theoretical, it's within reach. The Temple Institute, a leading organization in this effort, has publicly confirmed the readiness of the heifers and outlined the procedures required for their use. In ancient times, only 9 red heifers had been sacrificed. Jewish tradition says the 10th will be prepared in the time of the Messiah. So why now? Why 2025? And why are evangelicals and Orthodox Jews both watching with such urgency? Over the past 3 decades, the Temple Institute has quietly and methodically recreated nearly every vessel required for temple worship. The golden menorah, the table of showbread, the incense altar, sacred garments for priests, silver trumpets, and shofars. Every item has been designed according to biblical specifications. Nothing is theoretical anymore. It's physical, it's tangible, and it's finished. Even more astonishing is the preparation of actual Levitical priests. The Kohanim, descendants of Aaron, have been identified through genetic testing. Dozens have now been trained in the rituals of temple service, including the preparation of sacrifices. And yes, architectural blueprints for the Third Temple have been drawn, reviewed, and finalized. The Temple Institute has even released a 3D digital tour of the structure. All that's missing is the political green light and the location. Here lies the greatest obstacle. The Temple Mount is currently home to the Islamic Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque. Any attempt to build a Jewish temple there could spark global conflict. Yet despite this explosive reality, Jewish activism on the Mount has surged. More Jews ascended the Temple Mount during Passover 2025 than ever before in modern history. Some even prayed openly, defying decades of restrictions. A growing coalition of religious Zionists, rabbis, and Israeli politicians have called for expanded access and even preparation for building. Some ultra-Orthodox groups now argue that the temple could be built adjacent to or near the current structures, possibly on the Mount of Olives or elsewhere within the biblical boundary. The tensions are real. Palestinian leaders call these movements provocations and have warned of regional escalation. But to many Jews and prophecy watchers, these actions are seen as fulfilling Isaiah 2:2. In the last days the mountain of the Lord's house will be established. The clock is ticking, and the landscape is shifting. 2025 has brought with it a new political climate in Israel. Hardline religious parties have gained ground, giving temple-focused groups more influence in government. Some Israeli lawmakers have gone as far as proposing legislation to protect Jewish prayer rights on the Mount. Others have suggested forming a temple readiness committee to explore the feasibility of construction. Meanwhile, support from evangelical Christians around the world has grown exponentially. Some have donated millions to help fund temple preparations. Why? Because many believe that the rebuilding of the temple is a key sign of the approaching return of Jesus Christ. Even secular media outlets have taken notice. Stories of red heifers, ancient rituals, and genetic Kohanim have circulated from CNN to Fox to the Jerusalem Post. Everyone is watching, some with hope, others with dread. So what role does the third temple play in end-time prophecy? If built, it could quickly become the epicenter of global attention. According to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, the Antichrist will desecrate this temple, declaring himself to be God. This act of blasphemy, known as the abomination of desolation, will trigger a final period of judgment and tribulation. In Revelation chapter 11 we read of a temple that exists during the Great Tribulation, complete with worshippers, an outer court, and prophetic measurements. This strongly suggests that the temple will not only be built, but will become a spiritual and political flashpoint in the last days. The third temple is not just a religious aspiration, it is a prophetic puzzle piece, one that will signal the nearness of the end and the fulfillment of Daniel 9 and Matthew 24. The moment it begins, the world will change overnight. For nearly 2,000 years, the idea of a third temple seemed impossible. But now, with red heifers ready, priestly garments woven, tools crafted, blueprints drawn, and political voices growing louder, it's no longer a dream, it's a plan. God is moving, prophecy is advancing, and we are watching Scripture come to life. In 2025, the signs are not subtle, they are sounding like a trumpet. If you feel the urgency, if you recognize the times we're living in, then don't just watch this video, respond, let us know in the comments. Do you believe we will see the third temple in our lifetime? Are we approaching the moment that the prophets, apostles, and Jesus himself warned us about? And before you go, please remember to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Paradise Lost and Found. We're not just reporting news, we're revealing how the news aligns with prophecy, because time is short, and the temple may soon rise. Stay watchful, stay grounded, and stay ready. Until next time, God bless you and may the truth continue to set you free. Cheers.